stain on the legs was really easy to come off.
That's good. Hi, we're Janie Pendleton. We're back outside where I actually just purchased this table and chair set for my Goodwill finds of the day. That's right, the table and chair set was under $40 plus our military discount. I think, is it a military discount or was it like the day that we shopped their discount? I don't know, we got some discount there that day, and so I think the table ended up only being around $37 for the table and the 4 chairs here. Now, my thing about these chairs, oops, oh, I got caught. Now, when looking for a table and chair set to finish, just remember you want some really firm cushions. So I'm going to recover these, and these are going to be easy to recover because they're not part of the chair, you know, all molded and the fabric formed onto the arms and the seats. These just come off with 4 screws, and I can refinish them easily. This has that beautiful cane backing on it. Perfect for refinishing. And we can keep this stain, and we can keep the chairs a color like in the blue or the linen tones. That would be beautiful, or we can just paint the whole thing. Now this table is not going to lose value by finishing it. This table is going to gain value, okay? All the caning of these chairs were in excellent condition. I mean, everything was in excellent condition, both front and the back. And you have to excuse the bees. I'm being attacked by sweat bees. But you can see that we're going to turn this 1940s, 1950s table and chair set. We're going to turn this into something pretty spectacular, so stay tuned. All right, we're back. What we're going to do now is we're going to sand the finish off the top because that's where we're going to put the stain and the varnish finish. Got to seal your wood if you think it's going to get wet. Also, this is called Kona. It's like a deep coffee. Would you say like a coffee cherry color? Like a deep, it's like an espresso, linen white. And then also we're going to do maybe like a little chocolate glazing on the legs if when we get that far she desires to. And then also for the chalk paint areas on the table, legs, and just the chairs themselves, we're going to be putting on this matte clear finish by Rust-Oleum as well. They're both by Rust-Oleum. The stain is by Varathane, and it doesn't take very much. Just I think this is how many ounces? This is 8 fluid ounces, I think. Yeah, 8 fluid ounces, so it's a half pint. Okay, half pint. All right, so all I've done here is I've just sanded the top. Be sure and wear your mask. And we're going to get out any divots that may be on here. Oops, did I just kill you, bee? Don't care. Nice thing about these older wood finishes is they're really easy to sand off. It doesn't take much at all. And you can see how quickly I got down to the bare wood with an extra fine grit sandpaper, okay? All right, we've looked it over really well. We've filled any places that we want to fill with wood dough. We've got that sanded off, and we've let all that wood dough dry and sanded it off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use a damp cloth or a tack cloth, and we're going to wipe this off and let this dry for maybe about 20 minutes. The water from just a lightly damp rag, getting all this sanding finish off of here will help open up the pores and help it to absorb the stain, because we're going really dark on that stain, and I don't want to do 3 or 4 layers. I want to do this in 1 coat, 2 coats maximum. So we're just going to open up those pores. Look at that. This is what it looked like when it had a finish on it, other than the sand marks. That was the color it used to be. I'm not done on this side though. You're fine with it. It's fine. Well, that's fine. It'll dry here in just a second. It'll take much. I'm just getting the sand and dust off of it. Okay. Alright, so we've wiped this off. We've opened the grain up with a little bit of the wet rag. We've gotten rid of all that finish off the top, so we'll have a nice smooth finish, no sanding dust. Be sure and do this in a ventilated area, even the sanding part, because some of these old finishes, well, let's just say they do cause cancer. Our family has experienced this. So, so now we're just taking, I'm going to make sure with this brush that I've got everything off. The wind's pretty much taken it off. And you shine whether you left any finish or not, because you can see it sparkling in the sun. So I'll just take or like any place, like you can see where there's like a scratch here, because it didn't take the finish off. So I'll hit that little spot there and there again, just to make sure that I get it. I got this side really well, so we'll start here. Poly brush or a stain brush?
Do you want to talk about the wood glue first?
Oh yeah, the wood glue, I forgot about that part. Now here what you want to do is you want to use wood glue. Wood glue does not absorb stain. So what I've done here is I put the wood glue in the crack from the inside where it wouldn't be seen, so I didn't have to take a lot of sanding time on it. But if you do have to put something on the surface where you will be sanding it, use a wood fill, because that is stainable. So be sure and read on your package and make sure that your glue and that your wood fillers are stainable. Stainable or paintable, depending on what you're using. In this case, the top will be stained, so we're going to use wood fillers that are, we're going to fill in any marks that I couldn't get to sander, that are stainable. And then on the side here, we used a wood glue, and because my wood glue on the crack here wasn't stainable, and it was going to take a lot of sanding to make it stainable, I filled it in from the inside. Okay, I got in there. You can use a syringe. They make glue syringes, and you can get in there and you can fill the crack from the inside. Now this is going to be on here for about 30 minutes, this clamp. Okay, just clamped it for about 30 minutes, and this crack that was starting along the edge right here, that will be nice and seated. We'll have that nice and sealed, and that'll be a stronger joint than the table wood itself.
It's a dark collar, so you have to stir it really well.
She's probably wanting that little bit. Alright, so poly brush or a stainable brush that takes stain, okay? Either one works. I'm going for the poly brush. Been doing this for longer than I've been canning, let's put it this way. My parents had all the unfinished furniture stores down in Indianapolis. I was raised selling unfinished furniture, so we stirred this really, really well. I should have got, this is the poly brush I had if I'd had a smaller one, plus I wanted some bigger wipe marks, so.
Tripping.
It doesn't matter. It absolutely does not matter if I'm dripping.
Is that going to look like a nice color?
I think we're going to put it on there nice and even. Go ahead, and you want to go ahead and hit right in here too. Hit the inside of that. Sure, and do this in a ventilated area. And look at that. Beautiful.
As the leaf hits it.
As the leaf hits it, yes.
Here, make sure you get that bubble too.
It won't be bubbled in a minute. It's bubbled from shaking it.
What do you do with the rag?
Now this is the question. Do you want me to do multiple coats?
Yeah, so just go ahead and wipe it, and then...
Alright, so we're going to wipe off like areas that we've done. And I'm just going to show it to you. So it's nice and even. We get that edge wiped off a little different since we're outside. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 or 3 coats on this and just keep it wiped off. Lessons learned using this stuff.
But that's a really nice color, isn't it?
It's a beautiful color. Look at that, and it did take. Look at that. It's just got, look, there's some beautiful knot. Look at the cherry knotting. This is a cherry piece. Look at that. I told you I thought it might be
cherry.
Yeah, no, I told you it was cherry.
I told you too.
I told you it was cherry. Alright, so I need a little bit more over here, and then I'll blend this in over here. I'm going to try not to, just going to blend it in what I can here. Blend it in right here.
Are you going to take another coat?
Yeah. Hold on to the brush there.
Like this, where it was in the middle. There.
I like the color that it is right now. That's sexy right there.
That's sexy.
It's a sexy color right there.
I told you the other cherry, the black cherry that you got was like really red.
Look how fast it dries though. You gotta really work it fast. Moving it in. I'm moving it, keeping it working. table's warm, so it's drying quickly. Thank God we're only doing the top. And this has the finish already in it, so I take it that it's a waterproof finish then.
So we won't have to do the clear coat on top? Or we still will, because I want it shiny on the top.
Yeah, I think we still ought to put a satin finish or a shiny or high gloss finish on it. This is just the way, there's a wood knot right here. It's just the way that it is.
So it just brought it in?
Yeah, just brought the knot out, that cherry knot right on the edge.
Pretty nice though. It looks really natural. It says to formulate to reveal wood's beauty.
Yeah, look at that. That is gorgeous. You just gotta work it. And over there, it's really in the sun. We might have to turn the table and turn it just a little bit. It's really hard to do when that table's moving. So here's the one coat side. And by the way, this is a cherry table. It's solid cherry wood with the planks that have been, see, I thought maybe the planks have been together, but what it is it's a solid cherry piece. I couldn't believe it. I thought it'd be plywood, but it wasn't. Or veneered, and it's not. You can see here that it's a solid cherry piece. So this is the before, and this is the top after. Now I'm hoping that you can see it out here
in the shade.
In the shade. But look how nice and sexy that looks. Okay, we'll be back when we get the other side of the top done. Okay, now my daughter's just putting on the white linen chalk paint with a foam roller. It does not work that well with a poly brush. You can put it on with like a regular paintbrush or a foam roller. And then of course we're going to tape this off with tape up here, and we're going to make sure that we do not hit that just finished top. And I'm going to show that
a little too close there.
You're cutting it pretty close, girl. Okay, right there's the top. And again, once we get this in the house, this will look good. Starting to take shape. Now we went ahead, they say you don't have to sand things down, finishes off before you put on chalk paint, but I definitely suggest that you do, especially an older finish that's a varnish, because it might peel off, and if it's already a bad finish to start with, it's just like painting a house. You can't paint a house without scraping it. There's just another coat that needs to go on the white, but other than that, I mean, look at the finish on that. This looks really, really sexy. Really loving it. And look at these the swan face on the feet there, coming up. Isn't that beautiful? Now when I get done here, I'm just going to put some of this, when I get done here, I'm going to put some of this Rust-Oleum chalked protective top coat paint on. Don't forget to put that on top. Especially since you're going to be using this table and chair set a lot. But Jasmine's down here painting the chairs now. So here's the chairs before, and here's her working on the chairs here after. And then I want to show you this other chair here. It's got the sweat beads all over it. This is a Louis the 16th chair from 1920s that I found for $9.99. They are a hand-carved 1920s French chair, and I wish I'd gotten. They had more than one. I wish I'd gotten the other ones, but it's called the hot air balloon Louis. It's called, how do you say it, Jasmine? You speak French. Montgolfier. Montgolfier. Montgolfier.
Sure.
I don't know how they say it. Anyway. And I didn't want to paint it or do anything to it, but my daughter didn't like the color of the ballooning being the green tones and the rose tones in there, so she's going to have me repaint this original colored chair, so I made sure it's what she wanted. So we're going to take the fabric off this, and we're going to paint this as well. But wow, get a load of this table with the cherry finish on that top. And that white linen leg with the chalk paint looks really, really good. Like I said, I picked it up for $39 at Goodwill. So you can do this. You can do this, can't they, Jasmine?
Yeah.
And I think it's made for a fun mother-daughter project myself. So be sure and subscribe. What's that? Bonding time. Bonding, she says. Okay, we love you. Be sure and go with God. Hit the subscribe button. Share and like the video so that we know that we're bringing you the videos that you want to see. God love you and God bless you.